In this video, we're going to have a look at the muscles that control scapular stability. And that's really important, because if we've got an unstable or unsupported scapula, we're going to get the ball and socket joint of the shoulder in the wrong place, and then whenever we do above head activities, we're more likely to get pain. So there's three muscles I want to have a look at. First one is the upper fibrous trapezius, come up this way. The second muscle are the lower trapezius, which come this way. And then the serratus anterior, which sits in between the scapula and the rib cage, and then comes all the way down in towards the front of the rib cage. And this job is to make sure that the scapula sits flush onto the thoracic cage. So let's have a look at some exercises to train those muscles. The first exercise we're going to have a look at is the wall sliders, and this to train the serratus anterior. So either a foam roller or something where you can slide your hands up and down the wall, make a tent with your hands, lean into the wall, and then all you're going to do is push upwards and back down again. Push up and back down, keeping your body nice and straight. Up and back down again. And this encourages the scapulars to rotate forwards and upwards around the thoracic rib cage, training that serratus anterior. We can also train that serratus anterior in a press up plus. So we're in this position here, and then all we're going to do is, keeping our elbows straight, is dip our bodies in between our hands and back out again. And this also targets that serratus anterior muscle. Down and back up again. And we can make this exercise more difficult by lowering the box, until eventually we can do the exercise with our hands on the floor. And the third exercise I'd like to show you is the push. So with a TheraBand, from this position here, all we're going to be doing is a little bit of trunk rotation, and then push forward, and then push as far forward as you can. So from here, trunk rotation, punch forwards, and a little bit more of a press at the end. And this will just get that scapula rotating around the thoracic cage, training that serratus anterior muscle. So we've got the wall slider, the press up plus, and the punch. Okay, these next exercises are for the lower fibers of the trapezius muscle. And so this first one is called the IYTW. Now there may be one position that you prefer or one position that you don't like doing. So feel free to omit that one, but focus on the other exercises. So the first exercise is the I. So arms out in front of you here, thumbs up to the sky, put your forehead onto the floor and lift. Hold that position for a few seconds before then attempting the Y. T and the W. So I, Y, T, W. And you can progress these exercises using the physio ball. So you can roll over the physio ball and then form it into the I, Y, T, W. Great exercise for getting all angles off the lower fibrous trapezius. Okay, from here, we're also going to be performing the Y raise in standing. So from this exercise, you need a piece of TheraBand, again, thumbs facing forwards, and you're going to go from here, all the way up, above your head into a big Y position, and slowly back down again. Now if this causes any pain, feel free just to stop at the point where it does cause the pain, or just before that, and then slowly lower again. Okay, so IYTW and the Y raise. Okay, these next two exercises are called PNF patterns, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation patterns, and there's two of them. The first exercise is from here coming on up to that position there, and you can see that I'm just adding a little bit of trunk rotation, and I'm looking at my hand as I go through that movement there. And it's important to make sure that I'm getting that rotation as I go through that movement there. So you can imagine that you're drawing a sword for this exercise. And the second exercise is from this position here down to below. And again, I'm rotating my trunk and having a look at my hand in both positions here. And so this one, you can use the imagination of grabbing your seatbelt and clicking yourself in. So the P&F patterns. Okay, this next set of exercises is going to target the upper fibrous trapezius and the middle fibrous trapezius, and we're also going to integrate the rhomboids as well. So the first exercise is a wide grip upright row. So from this position here, be aware of your abdominal control here, nice posture, and I'm just going to lift up, elbows nice and high, and back down again. Up and back down again. Don't go into any pain, and as you feel more confident, you can go higher and higher. And then as you get stronger, you can start to increase the resistance, use some weights on the end of a barbell. The next exercise is going to be to target the middle fibrous trapezius. So from here, all we're going to be doing is taking the band out and back in again. Out and back in again. Keeping your hand level with the shoulder throughout the exercise. And then the last exercise, again using the red band, step into it, over the painful shoulder, and then all you're going to do is just lift into the band, and with your palm facing forwards, you're going to lift up as far as you feel comfortable to do so, and back down again, keeping the tension on the band there just a little bit. Up as far as you feel comfortable to go so, and back down again. This next set of exercises is for the closed chain rehabilitation. So what we mean by closed chain is that the hand off the shoulder that's injured is in contact with the wall or the floor. So the first exercise, we'll have it in contact with the ball. And so from here, all you're going to do is just lean into the ball, making sure you've got your other leg there to support yourself. I'm just going to do some tiny rotations, both ways, up and down, left and right. As you get stronger with this one, you can start to take the ball a little bit higher up the wall, and you'll get a different angle of proprioception at the shoulder there. So that's your first exercise. This next exercise involves the quadruped position on all fours, and all you're going to do is take one hand off the floor so that you've got full weight bearing going through the injured side there. Up and back down again. And you may as well work on both sides so that you give your injured side a bit of a break, but also you're getting a little bit of mobility in that shoulder as well. And you can progress this exercise by coming into the press-up position, so we're getting a little bit more core involvement, and then we can also progress it by taking the leg opposite the hand that's working off the floor. And then the last exercise is the clock face. And the clock face exercise, so with your injured hand is the centre of the clock, and then you just reach out with the opposite hand. So that's the 9 o'clock position to the 10 o'clock position, to the 11 o'clock position, 12 o'clock, and then you can go round to 8, 7, 6. So we're exposing the shoulder to different angles. Now you may prefer to start this exercise against the wall. So to your 9 o'clock position, 10 o'clock position, and so forth like that. Okay, this is the closed kinetic chain test, and it's a really good way to monitor progress and see how you're getting on with the rehabilitation. So all you need is a mat and 2 markers 36 inches apart from each other. You one hand on top of each of those, and then into the press up position, and then on the word go, all you need to do is touch your hands alternately like that. And you keep going for 15 seconds and count how many cross-body touches you do in that length of time.